Morning. We're back at it again, back in the garage. Not a Mark II, this is my minivan. Mark II's outside in the rain where it always is. Yeah, I was going to try to do a little tool review slash I got new things. Okay. 12, 13 years ago, I bought one of those like cheapo, spinny pipe cutters for doing like intercooler piping or PVC or whatever from Harbor Freight. And it sucked because it would like spiral, like the blade would deflect and it would just cut threads instead of actually cutting off. And I was like, oh, that's junk. It's probably because of Harbor Freight, a long time ago. So I bought a new one on Japanese Amazon, thinking like, okay. I live in an industrial zone. There's always some gigantic. I'll get on the diesel rant later. That's a different day, different argument. Anyway, so I saw this advertised as can cut stainless piping, and I was like, oh wow, that'd be nice. It's quiet. I could do it manually at nighttime, like the last video I was trying to make intercooler piping. So I bought it, and I tried to open it before I started the video in case it sucked, so I didn't like waste time. Like, oh, what a piece of junk. Well, it's a really easy concept. Like, you just tighten this up and it spins around. But they make them so chintzy that the blade deflects and it's all floppy and it just spirals out of control and puts a bunch of threads on your pipe instead of cutting a pipe. The blade's too tall. I think if it was shorter, it could have a more stouter, whatever strength, and it would not deflect. But it occurred to me, I was actually, before I even opened the package, I was telling my wife and I was like, this thing probably is gonna suck. So I was like, why do they always make them with a wheel? Like, you're cutting something, and I thought, why don't they just put like a cutting blade, as far as a like a carbide or cobalt, or like you would cut on a lathe, like a parting tool, if you're doing like brake lathe, like the little triangles and stuff. Why not just have one of those that just drag across the thing? It wouldn't spin, it wouldn't spiral out of control, it would actually cut. And so she agreed that's probably a good idea. So today, I think I'm gonna modify it, take it apart, and I've got, for one of my other failed projects, a bunch of cutting tool things for mini lathes. So I'm going to modify one of these, high-speed steel, they're straight. I'm going to turn this thing into an actual cutting machine, and we'll see if I can get it to work. Anywho, yeah, and that's what we'll do. Okay, stay tuned. Oh yeah, now we're talking. So yeah, I got this on Amazon. I had a dream of building my own lathe. That still might happen. I'm also just kind of weird up there, so but yeah, this right here, a little straight parting tool cutting guy. I think that's gonna get the axe. Might get cut that, and I think I probably can't drill this. Realistically, it's probably hardened steel. That would make sense based on what it is. But I think I can probably clamp it into this stupid little tool, and we'll see. We'll see if that works. Also, I'm in my full, my typical shop clothing attire. It's toe socks and flip-flops. So, only the safest. But I'm not drilling, so it'll be alright. But I even think that we've got, okay, oh man, let's get some enhanced. Okay, so I think that thickness, if I take that blade out, I can probably grind this a little bit. I'll figure something. Maybe drill a second hole, clamp it. But I feel like this, instead of a blade, would be good, because this won't wobble and it'll actually cut instead of just rolling around like an idiot. But we'll see what we got. Also, I'm ripped now, so okay, let's do that. Minor grinding? I might get a file involved in this. I should probably put on some actual shoes for that though, because yeah, I think it's a hair wider, which is good. I'd rather that. I can grind this down so it fits real snug in there. And then obviously this is gonna have to be like bottomed out. Stupid idiot design. Like this will be like bottomed out to be able to get the 2.5-inch piping in there. But I think even like a funny angle like that, I'm gonna figure something out. It doesn't work anyways. So, oh wait. I'm an adult, I can admit when I'm wrong. There, but I just saw in this little Batman style accessory belt is a shorter blade. So maybe I was using the wrong blade. Let's do that before we break it. Let's try it. It's even worse. I swear, it drives me insane. I'll come back when I'm less angry. Okay, so after quite a bit of fabrication, tried my little cutter method. Probably would work, but it's fighting me. So I realized that the rollers were off because of bad manufacturing. So I went and re-drilled those straight and got it all nice and done. And it still doesn't work because these are bad tools. Don't buy this. I don't think that this could cut a PVC. If I had a PVC pipe on hand, I would get one to show that it would also spiral that. I should have learned my lesson 12 years ago and not bought these pieces of junk anymore, but I didn't. I'm stupid. So don't buy these. These aren't good for anything ever. I'll have to just go outside and use my chop saw and cut them and be noisy and loud and then make the mess and then manually do piping because I don't have a... Yes, the easy answer is buy a bandsaw, but that makes a whole bunch of mess and I don't have room for one in my, big shop here. And I don't want to get metal shavings everywhere. So anyhow, this is probably a failed video, but I don't like this and I'm upset with it and I'm going to throw it in the trash. Ugh. So, as you can see, after my ranting has subsided, I'm back where I was several years ago. Cutting it with a cutoff wheel and facing it with my belt sander. I do that to make sure that the edge is perfectly flat, and then I go back with like a little deburring tool or a pair of dikes, and I get all the little junk out of this, so I end up with nice 2 flat straight edges. And yeah, so we'll be doing that. We'll be doing it the hard way, the stupid way, the way that I did my BMW, which worked out, but I had a facility for that, so I'm back in the dirt, and we'll do that. I'll probably cut a bunch today, little odds and ends that I can assume are the right size, and then I'll tack them together, and then I'll just burn them in tonight when the kids are sleeping again, because they're sleeping right now, but I'm pretty sure I woke them up with all the noise. So anywho, got to get back to our roots. Got to get back to how I used to do it, and I'll keep doing that. And I'll update you guys when I do more. Okay, bye. All right, I'm in my rain gear, which is also my welding gear. That's how I am. We've got some tacks. We've got some nice, crisp, clean lines, and yeah, this should be enough raves, I don't know, to get me out of this corner. Intercooler coupler. Oh yeah. I guess I was filming nothing. Yeah, this should get me popped up out of there, popped up perfectly right there, and moving right on along. So I'm gonna pull off the protective bagging, and then I'll get my intercooler coupler on there, get this test fitted in there, and then we will just slowly start bringing this across to this area. I'll probably cap it off right there for right now, and then because this is going to go over to the crossover, I need to get that made first. But yeah, we're making progress. Okay, all right, we've made some significant progress. We've got cold side piping coming out, making a nice clean bend. I had this actually a leftover pie cut from my BMW days, and then coming up this way, this will go over into the intake eventually once I figure out that routing, once the turbo's in there and everything. But overall, pretty good day. Gotta clean up my shop, the workspace. But yeah, no. Sorry for the angry rants. I'm tripping. Sorry for the angry rants earlier. I just hate low quality products that you spend money on. So, but yeah, it works out. I'm back to my old ways, and it's working just as good as it could. But yeah, thanks for tuning in. Hopefully Chica doesn't cut too much of my ranting out. Remind me later to rant about diesels and why I can't wait for that day to come when they're all gone. But anywho, thanks for tuning in to another sweaty, stinky, really ripped rant in the garage, and we'll see you guys around later. See ya.